has made his reputation out of being a good cook. Not about being volatile, not about kicking people out. That is the media looking for another story.
July last year, West London.
L'aubergine restaurant, bonjour. Madame, l'aubergine has been closed, madame, since 3 days ago. I'm sorry, yeah, the chef has resigned and the staff walk out with him, yeah?
Ramsey's growing disillusion with the way the aubergine is run by its owners, A to Z Restaurants, has erupted into anger over the sacking of one of his chefs. He's decided to go it alone and open his own restaurant. Nearly all the staff are going with him.
I mean, what do you think the future is for aubergine and we'll get to you.
I mean, I don't really know. That's not really my problem. I'm sure whatever they decide to do, there'll be a huge success.
I'm very sorry, but I cannot do anything on Friday, the 31st of July for lunch.
The gunfight at the A to Z Corral captures media attention and gives Ramsey a rich opportunity to hype his new venture.
To be said for no such thing as bad publicity, especially when you're opening a new restaurant. You are probably one of the prime examples of celebrity chef when you become more celebrated or notorious in the past few days.
I'm not a celebrity. I mean, that's Brian Turner and Gary Rhodes. They're celebrity chefs. I mean, let's get it right now. I'm a cook, and I enjoy cooking, and I'm not interested in signing a multi-million-pound deal that I can conduct a kitchen from an office. I want to continue cooking. I want my own individuality, and I would like to have a setup where I'm no longer a 33% shareholder. I want to be 100% individually owned.
People seem to go out to restaurants, particularly in London, more to be seen than necessarily for the food.
That's quite sad.
Yeah. Does that frustrate you? Especially aubergine is such a place to be.
Yeah, but we have you go through Heathrow and you carry your bags, and we have this scanner system where you put your bags on and you go through, and you've got any metal keys. We have the same sort of setup at the aubergine where we detect silicone. As you walk through the door, the beep goes off and they get kicked out. They get taken down to the kitchen first, shown to the boys, and then out. Especially when Scary Spice came in. Go on.
I'm sorry about that, but thank you for your call. Bye-bye, madam.
Unlike Ramsey, A to Z have decided not to talk about the walkout. They've been forced to close the restaurant until they find replacement staff.
The restaurant has closed down last Tuesday.
So all the staff have always said their career is with Gordon, it's not with A to Z. They're not going to put, I worked for A to Z for 2 years on the CV at the end of working for Gordon. They're going to put their work for Gordon Ramsay at the aubergine restaurant.
Ramsey's bought La Tante Claire, just up the road from the aubergine. He's given himself 4 weeks to gut the place, remodel and reopen under his own name. It's costing £1.2 million, paid for from his own savings, a frightening bank loan, and a little help from the family.
Yeah, you're not going to come back to me and say 6 weeks, are you, Stevie?
Ramsey already has 2 Michelin stars, but wants to be the youngest chef to win 3, the highest accolade of his profession.
The main reason why I left the aubergine was the fact that you don't become a 3-star chef in a large corporate setup. 3 stars, 2-star operations are about individuality, about individual style. I'm still underachieved, I suppose, and I haven't won my 3rd Michelin star, so there's goals to be had and targets to be reached. So that's the target, really. 3 Michelin stars.
You get to see more.
Yeah, but more compact on the entrance.
For once, Ramsey's putting his own money where his big mouth is. £13,000 of it goes on a hand-painted mural for the dining room.
This looks lovely, this.
It's an integral element of the whole restaurant design. How do you feel, Gordon, about people being able to see through into the corridor? Do you want that view obscured more as well?
I think the most important thing, it's not a busy passageway. We're not having 100 people walk through there in the space of 3 hours. We're talking about 45 people. So
To be honest, I'd rather not have them distracted by anyone walking in there.
Okay, so we really obscure as much as we can.
As much as possible, because it just makes it that touch more
intimate.
Secluded.
Yeah.
And I've taken a huge risk. How many chefs in this country would really come out the safety net that I had at A to Z? You know, earning £150,000, £200,000 a year. And gone at it alone, I suppose.
Well, I mean, I'm a shareholder of A to Z restaurants still.
A week to go before the opening, and the media are tripping over themselves. But not all the publicity is good. A TV documentary investigating bad bosses has secretly filmed Ramsay verbally abusing his staff. An unidentified camera crew has made Gordon jittery.
So I'm actually being haunted at the moment by fucking Granada Television for Bosses from Hell. And the programme comes out on Tuesday night, and if they're from there, then I'm going to go. Yeah, but I'm just going to find out where they're from first. Nothing to do with Granada. No? I'm actually tied up in an interview right now, so I'm not really available for an interview, to be honest, no.
Not even for a couple of minutes?
No. I mean, I knew nothing about it, so I don't really want to...
No, well, we didn't know you'd be here.
Sure. So therefore you weren't expecting to talk to me, so you don't need me on there.
It was just a bonus, if you would.
Fine, okay, but I'm very wary. I mean, a TV crew just turns up and they start filming the front. And they're here because they want to do it for German television. They're both English, and she's got hairy armpits, and I don't believe her. Full stop.
As the crew leave, Ramsay's not sure who they were. In fact, they were nothing to do with the Granada investigation.
But yeah, you have to walk around with all eyes open, even the one on your arse.
The morning of the opening, the fates are not smiling. ITV has chosen tonight of all nights to broadcast the documentary about brutal bosses. On his way to work, Gordon takes it personally.
Got this bloody programme. So, you know, there's quite a lot of things on my mind, and customers are paying tonight, so there's no fuck-ups now. It's real. It's a real McCoy, and it's got to be right. Thank you. I think what I'd like to do is just stay calm, remain in the kitchen, and deal with the shit when it hits the fan tomorrow morning, if it does. I mean, it really depends on what kind of programme it is. But it's not going out till 10:40, and that'll put a lot of people off because they're not really interested in staying out that late to watch chefs shouting in the kitchen.
The staff know what to expect. They've worked under Gordon before at the Aubergine. Once again, they swallow their pride and prepare to get Ramsay'd.
We only work here to learn probably the best food in England at the moment, and probably some of the best food in the world, so that's why you put up with it. And you only get shouted at on bollocks if you do something wrong, so that's how you learn. It's like being in the army, you know what
I mean? Did you see the Times? It's not a very nice piece. They just mentioned bully boy tactics and, you know, psychological barriers about bad bosses. I mean, fucking arseholes.
5 o'clock. The dining room is immaculate. It's small, intimate and exclusive. 14 tables, room for just 45 customers, and tonight every seat is taken. Marcus Waring has worked as one of Gordon's head chefs for the past 5 years.
So this is probably the biggest day of his life because this is him, independent, 100% on his own. And there's only one man that can make a mess of it now, and that's Gordon. And he knows that.
Less than an hour to go. Nothing must mar the perfection of the opening night. Any incongruity must be stamped on and eliminated.
Hey, you, come here. Why has he got a blue plaster on in the fucking service? Why has he got a blue plaster on in the fucking dining room? Hello? Or go and buy something from Yopa, now. Yes. A blue fucking plaster in a 2 Michelin star establishment. On earth? Not you. You. You better, look at his finger. Look. Smart, immaculate, and a fucking blue plaster. Shit! Go fuck off and buy some white plasters. Go on, Christophe.
come here. You're young. Yeah. One day you want to be a top restaurant manager.
Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Fuck knows. Yeah. Do you think it's acceptable that you wear a blue plaster in a dining room of that standard?
I had only this type of plaster, chef.
You had only this type of plaster.
Yes, chef.
So what about open your big French eyes and looking for white plasters?
I was in a hurry, chef.
You were in a hurry?
Yes, chef.
Fuck off, William. Stop bullshitting me. Yeah, did you have time to go and get them? You didn't have time to go and get them today?
I had.
Right, does it look, show me your hand. Does it look more discreet or does it look stupid?
It's okay, chef. No.
Sorry?
But now it's okay, chef.
Thank you. Was that difficult?
Not at all.
And how far is your open food? 2 minutes? Well done. Gold star. Arsehole.
Tonight looks like it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Okay, let's get one foie gras.
7 o'clock, and Ramsay's first customers arrive. They'll spend upwards of £100 a head to sample the creations of the country's most talked about chef.
Nice form is going to wait table 5. One really, one salad and jet, one serving foie gras, one salad pied de cochon. No. Do you know where the fuse box is, Marcus? Do you know where the fuse box is? Open up the windows, Max. Pass some more water out.
It's becoming increasingly hot in the kitchen. The extraction fan's packed up, and as the temperature rises, the cooks start sweating onto the plates.
Right, can we get hold of an electrician or someone? Yeah? Can we get hold of... Why do you look at me in a daze? Can we get hold of an electrician or someone, yeah? The extraction's gone off. Please.
No, but if you're out there because you are overtaking it, it's safer, but you wouldn't jump.
Hello, Bob. Hi, Laurent speaking. Yes, now every day we're gonna have a little problem. Tonight is the kitchen extracts that just went off. Yeah. But I understand, but I mean, regarding the contact you've got, no, anybody you know that will move over tonight, I mean...
In the kitchen, the staff begin to wilt in the 100-degree heat, and Gordon's approach isn't doing much for morale.
Plate, Simon. What's he doing, that fucker? Why aren't you wiping the plates? Why aren't you wiping the plates? What's he doing, Mark, that jerk? Is he talking there, Jean-Claude?
No.
Fuck it. Go, please, table 6. Go. Come on, Jan.
On it.
Cease. Garnish your cappuccino. Are you?
Yes.
Come here, you. Come here, you. Why aren't you wiping the plates? Why aren't you wiping the plates? Every time there's food on the pass, where should it be? On the fucking pass. Yes. Stay here. Next time, you're out. Yes. Okay? Yes. Hey, young man. That's 3 times in half an hour we're looking for you. Next time, finished. Okay? Hey, big boy, your choice. You want to stand there talking to the fucking kitchen porter all night, or standing here doing your job? What do you prefer?
Stay here.
Well, stay here. Every time there's food on the pass, on the pass.
Nothing in there, there's nothing there. That's alarm, that's alarm. It's like what? 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it's fucking...
Go! Go! Come on, go! 10:11. Yes. Get away from there. Get away! That's why it's not going out. Do you understand? Close the door. Tidy up. Sauce away. Tidy up. Back. Sarge, I'm serious. Do you know why? Sarge, I can monitor progression in the cook. You know that. I can see who's going to make it, who's not going to make it. You know that. Don't worry. Just put it on there and get rid of it. Okay? Let's go. The restaurant is in the fucking dining room. Go. Table 11.
In the meantime, there's nothing at all. I mean, if I call Simon, he's not going to come over, is he?
So all the electrics are on. Everything's clicking on. I just spoke to Ali. He told me what to do. He said the problem's upstairs, it's on the roof, and he said the fan belt's probably just snapped. It happened at L'Orangerie as well.
30 seconds.
How do we get a fan belt? Is he coming tomorrow morning?
First thing.
The extraction fan can't be repaired tonight.
Okay, let's go. Leave the back door open, Marcus. Outside, in the fridge.
130 degrees and counting. If you can't stand the heat,
First fucking night. 138 degrees. That guy's nearly dying over there. Incredible. I mean, of all nights to go, the first fucking night, the extraction fan breaks down because the fan valve's broken.
They won't come out.
Oh, they're too lazy. They're too interested in watching me on television at 10:40. I suppose if the programme had not been gone out tonight, then they may have come out. There's some arsehole programme gone out with bad bosses that decided to stay in. So I've been stitched twice, haven't I?
So you're going to have to just keep coming out every hour?
Well, we're going to have to, otherwise we're going to drop, aren't we, like flies? Otherwise, otherwise there are going to be a few casualties.
crisis number 2. Not all the customers have ordered yet, but the kitchen's run out of salad. Sarge, the junior sous chef, is next in the firing line.
4 mixed salad, like you said, which I don't believe you. 4 salads and jack and no fucking salad. Close for lunch. What time do you get here? 7 o'clock. Are you? Yeah, as a 25-year-old junior sous chef, yeah? There's no fucking salad in the place. I hope you're happy. The big boy, just calm down and stop worrying about your flash jackets at 50 quid. Concentrate on keeping your fucking job. Look at it. Happy, yeah? Next time you're out, Sarge, I don't give a fuck. Do you understand? Go, you. Go. There you go. Just apologise about the salad, yeah? Because the fridges have gone down, the salad's not fresh, okay? Did you hear that? He's got to go bullshit now. He's got to tell bullshit to the customers. Yeah? Hey, young man, look at him. He's got to go out now and bullshit. So how old are you? How? 25. Do you reckon you're the same as I was at 25? You're fucking 10 miles away, big boy, huh? No fucking way. I'll call out the order. You haven't got the bollocks to tell me the salad's on. Next time you're out, now I'm getting fucking serious. And that's not because of fucking TV in here. Fuck the TV.
First a hot kitchen, now a hot dining room. The waiters don't know how to control the air conditioning. Ramsey had asked one of them to check the controls some weeks before.
Why did I send you down here to check on the air conditioning before the restaurant closed? The air conditioning. Why did we send you down? So we're not in the fucking shit now, you fat bastard. Yeah. Or did you think it was just come down to have a fucking cup of coffee? To show them how fat you were. So what's the point of you coming down? What was the point of you coming down here to check everything out? It's your brains in your fucking arse. He spent 3 hours here, locating all the buttons, checking out the air conditioning. He doesn't know where the fucking panel is. Maitre D, he's a fucking commie. He's a commie. What are we going to do now then, fatso? Any ideas? Do you not think it's your job to be responsible? Or you think you just got to think about your fucking cheese board all day long? £500 a week to think about a fucking cheese board.
11 o'clock, and astonishingly nobody has been sacked yet. This oversight is hurriedly rectified.
Standing in front of the fucking glass, drinking fucking water. In front of all the customers. Fuck off! Bang. The assistant wine waiter standing in front of the window, drinking from a bottle, standing there guzzling it down. And so I looked at the side of him, and he's standing doing that in front of the table 6. There's 4 customers on there. And they got a clear view right through to the kitchen, watching him drink out of a bottle of Badwa, straight from the mouth. So I grabbed him, threw the bottle in the bin, and sacked him.
I just drink water and 1 or 2 tables, the customers see me.
After this investment, my first night, £1.2 million to stand there and watch a fucking idiot swig from a bottle, and then walk back into the dining room and serve that table and be standing staring at him. And I'm not going to go and ask the customers, did they see him?
No chance. He's out. Finished. He started crying downstairs and he said, "You're the best chef I've ever worked with." I don't give a shit about what he thinks. He's out.
Sometimes crazy put, you know, this one, but really, really good chef.
I'm not accepting for no one.
Was Gordon right to sack you?
50-50. 50-50. That's all. Bye.
Christophe hasn't survived the first night, but despite the setbacks, the restaurant has. Tomorrow, the extraction fan will be fixed and plasters colour coordinated, but the owner's not happy.
I could have opened for lunch and taken £2,000, but no, to make it easier, I closed for fucking lunch to make our life a bit more easier to get in the flow tonight. No, it's not right. It's not right.
I mean, in terms of like bad services that you've had, is this particularly bad one?
Well, it's my fucking first, isn't it? Here, in my own establishment.
Luckily, the dining room remained reasonably cool. There have been no complaints from the customers, and the restaurant is fully booked for the month ahead. 1 o'clock in the morning back home. Ramsey's wife Tana has taped Britain's Most Unbearable Bosses, broadcast to more than 3 million people earlier in the evening on ITV.
In order to see if the stories of his bad temper in the kitchen were true, we sent undercover reporter Miles Wilson, posing as a student, to join his staff. He was also wearing a hidden camera.
When I'm in the shit and I've got like you staring at me, it makes it even f***ing worse. Sorry. Do you understand? Yes, cool. If you're going to get to my f***ing level, hey, and you got coming in that's f***ing about to go to university, hey, get his ass caved, staring at you when you're in the shit, and a bit of f***ing integrity, off in the corner.
Shortly after we filmed in Aubergine, Gordon Ramsay left to start his own restaurant. Despite his hot temper, many of his staff went with him.
Load of crap. I'm going to get flack. There's going to be 2 or 3 individuals that will, jump on the bandwagon, have their 5-minute glory tomorrow in the newspaper. But I'll take it on the chin. The swearing, fine. I don't think Mum's going to be very proud. It was a bit of an anticlimax after the night we've just had.
Today is the first day of the Bramley apple season, and Gordon Ramsay has agreed to endorse the product by cooking a dish of his own creation before a select coterie of foodie journalists.
Have these delicious, wonderful Bramley's apples. But the big surprise today is what they don't realise is inside the Granny Smith apple. It's not a Bramley. Yeah, I think we've got the editor of Now, Bella, OK Magazine, Woman's Weekly, and some Period magazine as well. And tell me one thing, out of all these food journalists today, how many of them will actually identify that they've got a Granny Smith apple or Bramley's apple? Which one?
Is that a bit naughty though, you think?
Yeah, well that's not for them to know, is it? Because, we'll remove this little thing here. Look, this is called a label. I've got to be back here by 1 o'clock, and it's got to be the fastest £5,000 in half an hour.
Not a trace of guilt as the chef poses with Bramley's unsuspecting frontman.
Gordon's endorsement is the main thing for Bramley Apple. I mean, he's one of the top young chefs of the day, 2 Michelin stars. I mean, absolutely perfect. And we want to establish Bramley as the apple for cooking, so who better to endorse it than Gordon Ramsay?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I really want to fucking be here, and bullshit. I feel like I'm standing in the middle of Soho with my knickers down. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, I'm strapped. There's no 2 ways about it. I'm strapped for cash. I'm a little bit behind bills, and so when someone's offering that kind of fee to promote an apple, the last time I touched a Bramley apple was probably with Mum's roast pork.
The good thing about it is that it doesn't change its flavour during the cooking process, so you get this lovely sort of appley tang that comes right the way through, which is brilliant. And of course, chefs like Gordon appreciate that. Now, we're extremely fortunate and privileged to have the double Michelin-starred chef Gordon Ramsay with us today, and in a few moments I'll hand over to Gordon.
Unbeknown to the organisers, Ramsay believes that by adding a teaspoon of pureed Bramleys to his Granny Smith's dish, he's still honouring the deal.
Fold that over like so, forming a nice, neat triangle. Flip that over there. Spoon of butter, normal salty butter, and Jesus, didn't realise it's that strong. Now we're on fire. Okay, fire extinguisher. Put that in the bin, I think. That's a bit too hot there, Matt. You've done that on purpose. Oh, the bin's on fire, Matt. This is not pretended. You know, this is actually real. Actually, some water in there to cool that down. That's better. Put that back in there. Dry out the pan and start again. So you can cut and turn back. We're going again. I mean that. Okay, butter into the pan. What a dickhead. Into the non-stick pan, which is not standing up right. Go nice and golden brown on the outside. And we're just going to stack and just glaze and drip that round. And I'm sorry for rushing, but that's the Bramley's apple caramelised in phyllo paste with a wonderful millefeuille of apples served with the alcoholic sorbet. And thank you very much, Steve, for coming. Matt's now going to show you 2 or 3 more how to fold them. Thank you.
£5 richer for just half an hour's work, and he's running back to his restaurant in Chelsea.
What a fucking nightmare.
That must be the easiest money you've ever made.
Yes, it is, yeah. Yes, it is. What a plonker. That guy from Bramley's Apples. Fucking nightmare.
During a typical evening service, Ramsay's mood isn't quite so jovial.
Why don't you say, touch it then? Touch it! And then fucking eat it. You're trying to slice them. The arsehole's got a carving knife, Mark, and he's trying to slice it. 2 seconds, Christoph, yeah? Okay, you can see we're in the fucking shit. Hey, everyone's got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, nothing grouped together, yeah? Okay? So give me fucking 10 minutes, okay? The smallest a la carte. We've got no prestige ravioli. I've asked you for smallest a la carte. I've said it 4 times. Do you want it fucking faxed?
The restaurant is less than 2 months old, but Ramsay is already averaging a staff sacking a week.
Just put it down there and fuck off, yeah?
Conflict is not just confined to the kitchen. His temper has spilled into the dining room. This time it's an eminent food critic who's been on the receiving end, and it's made national news. At 7 o'clock on a Friday night, Gordon's usually sourcing a lobster ravioli for his discerning diners, but tonight he's minutes away from appearing live on an outside broadcast for the BBC's Watchdog programme.
First, let me set the scene, OK? It was this Monday at Gordon's restaurant in Chelsea, and in walked AAA celebrity Joan Collins, a model called Nicola Formby, and her boyfriend A.A. Gill, food critic of the Sunday Times, who had written the following words about some of Gordon's restaurants. He said the menu was, in some respects, utterly tasteless and embarrassing. He said that his restaurant was, quote, utterly forgettable, and to cap it all off, he compared Gordon to an 11-year-old.
Right, so that's the table, which is table number 3. They came here, it was about 5 to 9, I think. They came together. A. Gill sat A, which is position 1. Next to him was Joan Collins. We served the bread, and while we served the bread, Gordon came out, and that's when he said, okay, say good evening to everybody. Good evening, Adrian. Good evening, Mrs. Collins. Good evening, Dada. Good evening.
Adrian got out of his seat to shake my hand. I said, how are you? I said, I'm fine. I said, obviously extremely busy. Then I looked over at Joan and asked her very politely not to take it personally, and then returned to Adrian. Adrian, would you mind leaving? And he sort of burst out laughing. He said, seriously, Gordon,
said, Adrian, very seriously, would you mind getting out?
And I suppose I just thought how quaint, how quaintly 80s of him. I mean, celebrity restaurateurs, chefs, throwing people out of their restaurants. Seems to be such an incredibly old-fashioned thing to go. It sort of goes with spun sugar baskets and cappuccino soup.
And why did you do it though? Because they do say if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And
Right.
isn't it part and parcel of being in the food business?
Yeah, I mean, we're working extremely hard. We're working 16, 17 hours a day. The reason I've done it is because I don't really want to open my doors to personal criticism any longer, I suppose.
But if he kind of roasts your food, as it were, you're not too bothered with that?
Not at all. I mean, we're there for that kind of criticism every day. I mean, constructive criticism is important, but the personal digs, that's not fair.
Joan Collins, she hadn't done anything wrong. She ended up having to leave your restaurant.
Yeah, that was a great shame. I mean, my mother is not impressed.
It's been a long-running feud and not always played to Queensberry rules. Gills got personal, making a hurtful reference to the chef's former career as a failed footballer at Glasgow Rangers.
I maybe never have been the first ever British chef to get 3 Michelin stars, but I'm going to be the second, but I'll always be the first one that ever kicked out a Gill.
I got back that evening and found that there were 4 messages on my answer machine. The first one was timed 9:40, which must have been 20 minutes after we'd left. And it was from the Daily Mail, and it just said, Mr. Gill, we've had a call from Gordon Ramsay. Would you like to comment? So I mean, he obviously saw it immediately as being a way of getting into the papers.
Ringing in the newspapers, and that's not my style, and I don't get off on that kind of thing. And when we have serious celebrities in here, the one reason why they come here is because we respect their privacy. We don't blow the lid off for the sake of getting the paparazzi outside.
Another way to rile Ramsay is to call him a celebrity chef, a tag he robustly denies. It makes today's photo shoot at home with Celebrity Bible OK magazine somewhat puzzling.
A bit earlier than before this. Do you mind if I go and sit in the toilet for half an hour, Tommy? Hey, dude! Instant coffee! Hey!
For once, Ramsay's not completely hogging the limelight. The supporting cast goes to wife Tana and 6-month-old baby Megan.
Yeah, there's been a huge difference in the interest in not only sort of Gordon, at work, but home and really everywhere they can do something. I mean, it's fine. Some of it's quite intrusive. They want to know more and more about his sort of personal life, which obviously involves Megan and I, rather than just Gordon at work. And Gordon sort of comes and goes. He comes when they're ready and disappears soon after.
First time in my second home.
I'm not used to it. I don't find it as easy as Gordon. And my sister always laughs and said, I knew you and Gordon would do it one day. So when I told her that we were doing this, she was just laughed at me.
Okay, right. The schedule's changed for tomorrow.
Appearing in OK magazine might be embarrassing for Tana, but Ramsay will be getting a plug for his new restaurant and is already organising a second shoot there tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning they're concentrating on the food. Okay? Can you make sure the dining room's ready for 4 o'clock, please? I don't want to be labelled as a celebrity chef, and I don't have that status. I've never wanted that status. Appearing in OK magazine may not help, and it's a slight contradiction. I don't do it to put myself on par with Gary Rhodes or to start, acting like the next Brian Turner. I think they need that. It's like an intravenous drip for them. John did it.
I think if Gordon doesn't recognise that he's a celebrity, I think he's being slightly disingenuous.
Being a celebrity chef is the worst position for him. He's really bad at it because he can't control his temper.
At the restaurant, the start of another tough week.
I'm a firm believer in starting the first service the week off correctly. Do you understand? For me, like that as an indication of how the whole week's going to go. Start off like a fucking arsehole. Tonight will be shit. Tomorrow lunch will be shit. And Wednesday you won't be here.
I'm not scared of him. I mean, it worries me a bit when I get bollocking from him, like, as it would anyone. Otherwise, the bollocking wouldn't work. To say I'm scared of him, I'm not scared of him. But he does. It gets to me a little bit, yeah. But I'm not scared of him.
Give me one good reason.
You know, I'm the most difficult chef to work for in Britain.
Where else is going, Owen? How can we fuck that up? I know what's right. I know what's wrong. I know I have a temper. I know I'm aggressive to work for. Just stop panicking and concentrate. But at the end of the day, I know damn well that those guys will go home knowing full well that I'm fair.
When he's yelling, sometimes it seems personal. In 5 or 10 minutes' time, you kind of have to put it aside. I used to dwell on it for the rest of the service, and that was it for me. I was hopeless for the rest of the night. But these days, I just put it aside. Okay, I've made that mistake.
Just stay here and take this fucking train. I think I have gone too far on 2 or 3 occasions. I can't control that. And in 10 years' time, I'll still feel as passionate about bollocking someone as I would praising them. The rest has gone, Mario. But don't always pick up on just the negative side. There's a very kind, understanding, loyal side to my character that you very rarely get to see.
Today there's an important customer at table 7. Guardian food critic Matthew Fort is in for lunch and hoping to survive a little longer than fellow reviewer A.A. Gill.
He is. Yes, I think he is. Yes, he is.
The kitchen's aware there's a critic in the house.
Come on, Simon, on your toes. Well, I mean, all my customers are food critics. I don't feel any different to normal customers. I think the most important thing is to remain at arm's length distance from these guys. Getting close to them is dangerous, and these guys aren't there to get close to. Treat them like a normal customer. That's the most important.
Matthew's dining partner is Jane Lewis, who works in the catering trade herself.
Je pense qu'il prend le canard. Matthew is going to take the duck. Make sure you've got lots of dates in there now. Should we put the monkfish on again, Matt? Went well, didn't it? Yes. Yeah? Oh, very well. Okay, have you explained to Matthew the wine list?
Yes, I give you the wine list.
No, of course, no. Normal customer. Just before we send the starters, I want to know.
If you are recognised, then it would be very difficult for them not to make a bit of an extra effort.
He may be a normal customer, but Ramsey's paying particular attention to the date sauce going on Matthew's duck.
Hey, Darren, the idea is bring the sauce up to the boil, then put the date puree in. Not put the date puree in fucking cold. Darren. Where's this one come from? Is you changing again? Bring the sauce up to the boil, then put the date puree in, okay? Unless you're trying to rectify the repertoire again. Remember we spoke about sauces and, hey, yes, look at me when I'm talking to you. Yes, go on. Remember what we spoke about? Yes, have you forgotten? Shall I run through it again? No, you haven't forgotten? No, thank fuck for that. Good.
Starters, 1 tartare Saint-Jacques and frog's legs for the critic.
I don't like admitting it, but I am a self-confessed perfectionist. I spend 16, 17 hours a day correcting things, maintaining standards, and having this obsessive character. Nathan, prime example, quickly please. Just look at the thumbprint on there. Look. Look. Come here, you. Hey, Spick. Come here, you. Just look at the thumbprint on there. Get it back and get it clean. Yes, Nathan, is that it started again for the week? No. Fucking hell. Look, it's so evident. It's such a big dirty print on there. Wait. By the way, come down. Come on, get out of the fucking way. I don't know what you're bringing sauce back here for, because unless it's a cream sauce, I don't want to see it on here. What are you doing this for? You're not changing again. No, every time you change, you get your ass caned. On Lev, do you mind you? Yes. Go. Okay, Christoph, Matthew Ford's coming now, yes? Henry,
Henry, can you shut the fuck up? All I'm hearing is your fog-oiled voice again.
What's that?
Brill.
Oh, brill. Which
Cooked
brill?
in red wine.
Darren's date sauce is about to be tested.
Dates. Thank you very much indeed. Well,
It's very clever. It's very well presented. And God knows how they do that so it doesn't sink in. But I think it's slightly too strong for the brill, if I'm being really, really critical.
really picky.
Matthew Ford's okay, Christoph? Yeah, he's happy?
Selection of macarons.
Limey.
There we go. They didn't
They
start
look like sort of multicoloured little turds.
That guy's had perfect food today, perfect service, perfect wine. If I get a shit article in 2 weeks' time, then I look forward to him coming back in here.
Would you let him in?
What do you think?
6 days after he was ejected from the restaurant, A.A. Gill has retaliated. His Sunday Times column describes Ramsay's eatery as hideous and its owner barely house-trained.
The whole reason behind asking him to leave the dining room was just for this particular reason. And lo and behold, a week after he's been thrown out, he's already become personal already. And he's made it quite clear that we're in for another personal attack next Sunday. So there's a huge contradiction here. This was not done on a PR stint. This was one man's opinion, my own opinion, the fact that I don't respect him as a critic any longer. I do not wish him in my dining room for the next 20 years. And this is the reason why.
If you're after a media punch-up, then Ramsay's your man. He rolls up his sleeves and heads for the International Court of Human Rights, or its TV equivalent, This Morning with Richard and Judy.
It's clearly evident to me the fact that this guy is, turning somewhat bitter against me, and he has this thing in his head, this paranoia that chefs have problems with their egos.
An hour before transmission, the celebrity chef is about to get some gentle probing into his psychological makeup by the show's celebrity psychiatrist, Raj Persaud.
One of the reasons why some people can't be assertive is they always want to be liked.
Yes.
And you can't basically want to be liked and be assertive. And you don't mind not being liked.
No, I can live with that.
Yeah.
What, for being a firm boss?
Yes, well, being a firm boss is all about taking the risk of not being liked.
Absolutely.
Have you always not minded not being liked? Because that's
but I mean, it's something I don't really pay much attention to, really. I mean, I'm running a kitchen.
The only slight concern, but nobody ever does it on TV, we know you're fond of right language.
Oh, swearing. Yeah, we're not in service, are we?
No.
No, that only takes place between 12 o'clock and 3. Raj should know that.
Yeah.
And 7 o'clock and 11. But in the morning, certainly not.
That's great.
Especially if my mother's watching.
Yeah, and don't lie to them.
Definitely not.
Great, we'll see you.
Okay, great.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yes, yeah, I'll just read the paper.
It's been his reputation for swearing.
Do you like
confrontation? Yeah. I love it. Can't you tell?
Was it a kind of straw that broke the camel's back syndrome, or have you hated him for ages?
Yeah, about 5 years now.
To be frank.
No, I mean, we've never really got on from day one, really.
He said in his account of it in the paper on Sunday that he just couldn't understand it, that he wasn't rude, he didn't expect it to happen, and he thought that you were being petty. What's he said about you on a personal
Well, I mean, we all know that, the fact that, okay, I didn't make it at Rangers and we're labelled as a failed footballer in his eyes, and an attitude of an 11-year-old boy.
You had warned him not to come, I think, to
previously,
many months ago.
3 months ago, I was having dinner with my wife at the Ivy. A very polite word in his ear one Sunday evening whilst leaving.
Stay out of town, big boy.
Along those lines.
Okie doke. Gordon, what's the name of your restaurant?
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay. Easy to remember.
Easy to remember, absolutely.
Oh, come on, please. The amount of money you get paid for that.
So yeah, I'll take it. Thank you.
Right. You're fantastic.
What do you think of Richard and Judy?
Yeah, fine. They're sweet. No, they have a good programme and they have a huge audience. And they were telling me at the end there that they got slated by AA himself, really, about the programme, about how pathetic it was.
I mean, again, it's just another light-hearted chat, but I mean, that's the end now. No more.
Put it to bed.
Put it to bed. Get back in the kitchen where you belong, my dear boy.
It's been 3 weeks since The Guardian visited Gordon's restaurant. His professed indifference seems to have evaporated. He's come out with fellow chef Marcus at 1 a.m. to pick up a first edition from Leicester Square.
I'm terrible. I finish here on a Friday night at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll pick up the papers, so I'll see it, hot off the print.
Matthew for risk life and limb. What? About a chef, Gordon Ramsay, who's proven difficult to keep out of the news. What? The ingredients, the cooking is precise, the saucing is powerful and finesse, everything is finished to a polished degree. But there were a few slight technical errors. The batter on the frog's legs, for example, was just beginning to go soggy, and the sauce was superbly cooked, grill intensely overpowered the individual dish. It's poached in red wine, the fucking idiot. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad article. It's not going to affect business, put it that way. And I think it's about the second from least sort of selling newspaper on a Saturday morning, to be honest. But I mean, it's fine, but it's not.
I mean, he seems to be a classic bully. Is that somebody who will overreact to people beneath him and then feel terribly aggrieved if somebody he doesn't have innate power over criticises him.
Hello, Marco. Very well, how are you? Can I feel bar soufflé? Yeah. Sorry? Did you see Spectator today? Oh, nice slating from Joan. Joan fucking Collins. She mentioned the dreadful, dreary pokey hole. And she slated the apology letter. I didn't fucking write one.
Two of the biggest names in cooking spend a Saturday fishing together. Marco Pierre White is in pole position on the weir. His friend Gordon Ramsay is some way behind.
That was a good start, was it? I've only been here 2 minutes, I've caught something already. My thumb.
Competition between them is fierce, and not just for fish. Marco is the only British chef with 3 Michelin stars, the trade's ultimate accolade. Ramsay has 2 and is snapping at his heels. Gordon's first taste of Michelin-starred cuisine came as an apprentice in Marco's kitchen. Today, at 32, winning 3 stars has become an obsession for Ramsay. And to get the edge, he wants to be the youngest chef to hold the award.
That's only been 4.5 minutes.
Get with the net, Gordon.
Yep.
Don't bother extending it, it doesn't need it.
He's a nice one. About £10, no?
I caught that one last week with you.
Gordon is one of the most competitive people I've ever met in my life. Whatever he does must be a competition. Gordon wants to catch more fish than Marco. Gordon wants to catch a bigger fish than Marco, and vice versa.
How you doing, big boy?
I think my bait's dead.
Hey?
I think my bait's dead.
It's all right. Just don't leave it. Let it work. Let it work itself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going too far out.
Just keep close in.
Even today, Gordon still has to accept the role of apprentice.
I've been here 8 minutes and 2-0 down.
To keep that competitive edge, I think is important. Yeah, I was very touched that Marco got to the very top and won 3 Michelin stars. But now I'm running a very close race and I'm tucked in behind him, and I'd really like to get to the top, to the very top.
Give me your bait, and get the net.
Look at me!
I feel like a f***ing net boy.
You're bad,
Shit, 3-0. Shit, right my arse. My feet are soaking.
A situation one of Gordon's junior chefs might enjoy. The boss 3-0 down, wet feet, and now no rod.
What a dickhead.
Game, set and match to Marco.
Shit.
Having fun, got money, fun.
It's Ramsay's dream of 3 Michelin stars that drove him to set up his own restaurant. And the guide's inspectors are starting to take note.
Last night I had a Michelin inspection from the #1 inspector from France and the one and only Mr. Bulmer, the #1 in Britain.
So what does it tend to indicate?
Well, it looks like we're maintaining our 2 stars. I mean, I don't really want to speculate any more than that, but I mean...
Or could it be 3? As is customary, the Michelin visit was unannounced.
Yeah, we'll have 2 more inspections, but we may not even know. They could be in for lunch today. They could be in for dinner tonight. We'll never know.
Ramsay realises he could now be in line for his 3rd star, but getting there takes innovation and experiment. In the early hours, when the rest of his staff have gone home, Gordon's kitchen becomes his laboratory. Tonight he sets about creating a dish with a difference. John Dorian roasted scallops, but with a hint of curry powder.
So where do you get the ideas for new dishes from?
Eating out. Off to France, off to Italy. You know, it's important to read, look through menus, quite inspirational. Sometimes when I'm on my own, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, it's concentration and bang, something will come, something will click, and you'll go to bed with that thought. You'll wake up the next day and you'll start asking Mark to order this, order that, and you want to put this thing together. But the golden rule in this game is not to copy. You can't just copy and replicate. That's boring. A lot of chefs do it in this country. It pisses me off in a big way because there's none of themselves on that dish, and they are insecure chefs and chefs that don't really believe in their own palate and follow their own feel. But they're cooked now. They've been in there for about 1.5 minutes. The scallops are nice and sweet, succulent in the centre, and the John Dory is beautifully caramelised on the outside. Just leave them to rest. I suppose for me, the most important part has been dangerous. Taking that step further and continue to evolve, not sitting back on laurels and taking things for granted, because I have a very loyal customer base here, which they come and eat sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, and they don't want to see the same food that was on there 5 years ago. It's still developing, it's still working. We try to use a lunch menu as our guinea pig, but even that's difficult because we're £25 for 3 courses, so I can't start sticking pigeon, duck, foie gras on the lunch menu, otherwise I'm going to go bust.
It's quite risky changing what is already a winning formula.
Well, it's a winning formula, but it's boring, isn't it? Because you see the same dish day in, day out, and a bit too much there, I don't want to overdo that. And people's awareness are becoming a lot more fussy. Customers' demands are becoming a lot more harder than they ever were before. They want to know in great detail what's gone into that. They want to know exactly how that's cooked. They want to know how much fat is in that. And I have a very light style of cooking which revolves around a very little cream and very little butter, which is a very healthy way of eating. I like to think sometimes customers come here to eat, take 3 courses without having to feel, like some porker that can't move for 3 days after.
So, I mean, in a sense, are you trying to brand the new restaurant with the menu?
Well, I just want to put my hallmark on it, really. I've left the aubergine, and now we've moved on to a different level, and I want to evolve the cooking, take it a step higher, make my customers happy, and, keep on turning the mind in the cooks over and over, so they become stimulated by what they're doing, so they feel excited, motivated, something new, something they can write about. So this is the John Dory with roasted scallops, the marinated vegetables, garnished with white beans, and finished with a very, very light vinaigrette.
Make it! Now that the inspections have started, Ramsay's on red alert for another Michelin visit. A booking for 2 with a French contact number has aroused suspicion.
Very important phone call from France, and when they made that phone call, they gave their contact telephone number, the head office of Michelin in France. So You don't have to be intelligent to realise that. It's an inspector, it's calling. This whole inspection, don't forget, has to be through incognito. We're not supposed to know these guys are coming, but you know, I've sniffed them out, and I think, and I'm 99% sure they're coming tonight. So, yeah, it's all down to us, really. Yeah, what is the importance? There's a great importance, and it's what we wake up in the morning for. It's what we get out of bed at 6:30 in the morning. It's what we go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning for. Tom, did you lay at the table for Michelin? Did you lay at the table for Michelin? There's a big hole in the tablecloth. When there's one guide that sits in your dining room and it happens to be the Michelin, then Christ, you know about it in a big way. And that's why I'm so, you know, a little dubious, the fact that, you know, we've been looked at it now, and it's scared me to think that we're under that kind of scrutinisation.
2 stars is a chef's award. It's a cook's award. You get 2 stars for cooking. You get 3 stars for being a cook stroke restaurateur. And now that's what Gordon's turning into. He inspects his cheese board. He takes an interest in the wine cellar. He looks at the flowers. He inspects the waiters. 3 stars is all about the package. When they walk into Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, even though they may not see him, they should be able to smell him.
Très bien, là, le petit carnet avec sa marche débarrassée, les petites croix, les tables.
This inspection means so much to Ramsay that for the first time he's banned the film crew from the kitchen and allowed only fixed cameras. To maintain the inspector's anonymity, Ramsay has also ruled the dining room out of bounds. Such is Michelin's influence in the trade, it's reported that one French chef committed suicide after losing a star.
Okay, it's not Leonardo, it's him, the president, yeah? Okay, with the lady, so, yeah. Now it's time to go, yeah?
Ramsay's hunch was right, but it's not just a couple of ordinary inspectors at table 6. From a previous visit, Gordon's French waiters have recognised one of the guests as Michelin's president from Paris.
Yeah. Are we supposed to recognise it? We're not supposed to know who he is.
So, well, we can do a bit of both. We've got to be careful at table 5 and make sure everyone gets served the same.
Ou la soupe, le cappuccino. Il savait pas.
No, good. OK. On servait 2 cappuccinos muscal.
Voilà. Je l'ai pas dit, mais...
D'accord. Ensuite, 2 pieds de cochon.
The inspectors are getting 2 extra appetizers, but Gordon's covering all bases. The tables next to them are getting the same treatment.
OK, watch this table, yes. The president of Michelin, Smash Juice, go away, table 6. 2 cappuccino, we'll receive 2 small pig trotter. Starters, 1 ravioli, 1 pandade de morue. Main course, 1 palantin, 1 pigeon. Don't rust, yeah? Cook 2. Yeah, OK. Thin ones, rust, yeah?
Gordon can't resist phoning Marco Pierre White to gloat.
No, it isn't. It is definitely him. Jean-Claude, Christophe, Thierry, they all recognise him. It's definitely him. Huh? Well, it's not over yet. I'm going to send the muscal, okay, and I'll give you a call back. Huh? Oh, knows. I'm going to have to go now. Come on, polish the plates. Polish the f***ing plates. Don't worry about that.
13 raviolis, a la carte.
Yeah, don't do that, it's on the past, don't worry. Backs.
With so much to play for, Gordon's personally overseeing everything that goes to the inspector's table.
Rusty, come here, look. Mate, a beautiful pig's trotter. There's hair everywhere. So, look, on the pig's trotter, Rusty, there's a lot of hair everywhere. Huh? Do you make a beautiful pig's trotter? There's hair. They've got to be shringed. That's why. Do you know what I mean? Huh? That's why we take them off, isn't it?
Yes.
Service.
Madame roast scallops for you. Beignet frôlé for you.
1 minute from now, concentrate, you. We just kind of up for everybody here. 1 minute from now, 2 raviolis in. You know what this is for?
Yes, good.
So wake up. What's that there? What's that for?
Just getting the stuff through there.
I don't give a about that, dickhead. Yes, concentrate on keeping your job. Wait. Thanks. Touch the shovel, please. Mark, sauce the ravioli, please. Don't let that sauce it, Mark. Yeah. Please, yeah. Mark. That's how we get Mark. We come this far.